Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. Just got out of the gym, walking home, and I thought I'd do a video about living at the edge. I think this is kind of an important concept, is figuring out where your edge is and then pushing slightly beyond that. I think that a lot of us don't know where our edges are. And so it's a real good idea to, a lot of times in life, figure out where is that edge? Where is the edge of where you feel comfortable for? Remember, as I was walking down the street, I did this video on freedom, and there was an edge there for me, right? I didn't feel quite comfortable walking down the street, talking into my camera and making a video. So I found the edge, I moved beyond that edge. Now my edge is a little bit further out. It's not 100% comfortable, but it's a lot more comfortable. And as I keep on doing that, my edge will continue to move out. But your edge applies in other areas too, not just in feeling comfortable with with not being embarrassed, things like that, with not being inhibited. But you also have an edge maybe in your pain tolerance, right? How much pain are you willing to accept and tolerate? Can you find the edge there? Can you move a little bit beyond that edge, right? How much work, how much concentration? You got to find all these places. If you think of yourself, around yourself as a bubble, and there's this edge around what your sphere of influence is and what your abilities are, and right where that edge is, right where those boundaries are, that's what you got to figure out in all the areas of your life if you want to grow. Find out where those boundaries are and push just a little bit beyond them, not super far beyond them, right? But just a little bit beyond them, so that you're expanding that edge. You're pushing that out further and further, like blowing air into a balloon, right? That balloon will expand, but you gotta blow air into it. So you gotta figure out where that edge is. I think you can apply this to just a ton of areas of your life, even in your professional life and your skills. Where's the edge? Where's the edge of where you feel comfortable and where you can accomplish something, and you maybe even a framework or a programming language? Do you know where the edge of your competency is? Do you know what's slightly beyond that, so that you could increase that and expand that edge out further, right? Where are your fears? Your fears are a big one. Fears are probably the biggest bubble that's around us. Where's the edge there? I did this video on overcoming your fears. You can check that out, and that'll give you some ideas about how to do that. Also, if you haven't seen the talk I did at the Xamarin Evolve conference, you can check that out right here. And that also, I've got a huge section in that talk about overcoming your fears. And really, the whole purpose of that whole entire talk is about doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. I talked about the 5 soft skills that every software developer should know, but what it's really about is doing things that make you feel uncomfortable and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's right there where you feel discomfort. That's where the edge is, right? If you want to figure out where is the edge, that's where it is. Look and try to figure out, where do you feel discomfort? What things are making you uncomfortable? And then when you go beyond that edge, you're going to feel uncomfortable for a little while, and then that edge will expand out. It'll be weird, right? It'll feel strange, but then what was uncomfortable before will become the new normal, I promise you. But you got to be willing to do that, and that applies to so many areas. Like I said, from learning to physical fitness, pain tolerance, fear, relationships, book knowledge, skills, all of those things. There's an edge somewhere, and the secret is, and the key, the reason why I'm saying this is pretty obvious, pretty common sense stuff here, right? A lot of what I talk about is common sense. The reason why I'm saying this in particular is because the thing about it is you can't push so far beyond it. You got to go just a little bit beyond the edge, because if you try to go too far, you're not going to grow. You're not going to have enough of a stimulus that you're going to actually grow. You're just going to be, or you're not going to even do it. Sometimes you can dive in over your head and grow, but oftentimes that's not going to work. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.